Hey, it's Matt Moscona. You found it. It's AFR Saints, your home for daily content on your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. Please subscribe, smash the like button, hit the bell so you're notified whenever we post a new video. And our content this football season is presented by BetUS. Score a 150% bonus on your first deposit and a 125% bonus on your next two deposits up to $2,000 when you use the promo code YouTube150. Enjoy the video. Who dat?
I think it's valuable for a lot of guys. A, we're going to get some guys back, and B, you get a chance to kind of sit back and reevaluate, those last couple of games and what you did well, what you need to improve on, and that's everybody, coaches, players, everybody, and get ready for the next one.
Dennis Allen talking about the value of sort of the mini bye, playing on Thursday Night Football, so you get 10 days before your next game. And for this one, the Saints have to travel out west to take on the Chargers in L.A. Chargers, meanwhile, on a short week after losing on Monday Night Football to Arizona in Arizona. David Droegemeier, host of the Locked On Chargers podcast, good enough to join us for a couple of minutes here. David, we appreciate it, man. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thanks so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, our pleasure. You make anything of that, just the spot? The Chargers being on a short week, Saints being on a long week?
Yeah, I mean, it's never ideal, and I think if you look at it, the Chargers actually have to travel the most out of any team, and they don't play on Thursday night, so they don't get like that extra bye week, little mini bye week after a short week. So they just have to suck it up. The whole kind of identity of this team is supposed to be about toughness and physicality, and so you have to have that mentally when you're on a short week.
Yeah, give me the flyover here through 6 games, 3-3. It looks kind of, David, like Chargers beat the bad teams and lost to the good teams. Maybe the Cardinals notwithstanding, we'll see. But what's the vibe check there in L.A.?
I think a little bit of unease. I think the Chargers are definitely figure out who they are and still trying to establish their identity, which is still very new. Jim Harbaugh come in and has really tried to change this team, this organization from a finesse kind of built from the outside to a built from the inside tough physical team, and they're still in the process of doing that. And I think that's what it shows when you see a 3-3 record. The
one thing that absolutely stands out is there's no defense in the NFL that allows fewer points at this point of the season than the Chargers. They're first in scoring defense. What do they do so well defensively?
Yeah, I think it's Jesse Minter coming in and also bringing pretty much his entire defensive staff from Michigan, which I think has helped really translate this defense to the players. And this defense notoriously is easy for the players to execute, but difficult for their opponents to understand what they're trying to do to them. And I think that disguise and those simulated pressures have really allowed them to have a lot of success. And also, they're limiting explosive plays, and they're also playing very physical against the run, which going into the season, one of the biggest question marks for me was the defensive line. And guys like Puna Ford and Otito Ogbonnia on that defensive line have played way better than anybody ever expected, and has really kind of changed the way people look at that line. But yeah, this defense has been a swarming defense. They normally is tackled pretty well. I think last game on Monday night was an outlier there, but it's just been, very good communication and then being able to limit those explosive plays, and it's really worked out for them.
We'll get right back to the video, but I'd like to take this opportunity to remind you about our partners at BetUS, where right now you get a 150% deposit bonus on your first deposit and 125% on your next two deposits up to $2,000. If you love the sports bet like I do, make sure you take advantage of these great offers from our partners at BetUS. And let me show you just how easy it is. You go to the BetUS platform, you choose football. They've got the NFL lines. Let's say we want to find the Saints and the Chargers. There it is right there. Line open 6.5. It's all the way up to 8. Still a big number in the NFL. The Saints getting healthier. I like the Saints in those 8 points. Let's see how much we want to wager. Let's say we'll bet $25. Tap place my bets. It'll ask me to confirm. It's literally tap, tap. It'll give you the confirmation. And there we are. We're set. The New Orleans Saints +8 this week at the Chargers. It's just that easy. It's at BetUS. And make sure you take advantage of that great promo we told you about. 150% deposit bonus on your first deposit, 125% on your next 2 deposits, up to $2,000. Be sure to use the promo code YouTube150. Now, enjoy the rest of the video. I mean, even the game against the Chiefs, I mean, the Chiefs have struggled at times offensively this year, but that was a nip and tuck ball game where the Chiefs eked it out 17-10. Has any offense really got going against this Chargers defense?
No, they have not. I think the only one that you could probably see is that Pittsburgh Steelers one, and it was really just because the Chargers were dealing with so many injuries. It was Justin Herbert, it was Rashawn Slater. I mean, Joe Alt goes out later in the game. That was a knockdown, drag-out fight. That one really took its toll on the Chargers. They also lost Joey Bosa early in that game. But towards the end, after getting battered and having to be on the field all day, the defense broke a little bit. But that was the first time all year where they gave up 20 points in any contest. So this defense, after that, has not skipped a beat and has dealt with several injuries and has been able to cover up. I mean, we've had some rookies that have really played a lot better than expected, and that's helped this defense kind of keep it rolling.
Well, the task on Sunday is probably going to be the easiest of the year. The Saints have been battered. They're going to play rookie quarterback, and it's probably not going to go great for New Orleans offensively. So the Saints defense is going to have to play a lot better to try to limit the Chargers offense, which at times has struggled this year. The Chargers are 26th in the NFL in scoring. What has been the bugaboo offensively for LA?
When this team can't run the ball, they are losing the game. You look at the 3 games that they've lost this year, they have ran for less than 75 rushing yards. This team is really strongly predicated on running the ball and staying out of the sticks and not having Justin Herbert do everything. Now, the last 2 games, they've opened up the passing game a little bit more, and Justin Herbert has had his best 2 games of the season from a passing perspective, but both of those were losses. So it's 1-1, sorry, not both losses, but it's been an uneven offensive performance. They just can't score. They haven't scored a touchdown in the last 15 drives. They've been horrendous in the red zone. They're not getting to the red zone. They only go 2.2 times per game, which is 31st in the league. And when they do get there, they don't score touchdowns. They're only 5 of 13, which is 30th in red zone scoring percentage. They're just awful when they get there. So this team has to score touchdowns to win football games. And right now, there's not a lot of confidence that they are going to be able to do it.
How much is it on Justin Herbert?
I don't think very much. I think Justin Herbert's doing everything he possibly can. I think you look at the list of weapons, and when you look at the stat line on Monday night and the leading receiver is blocking tight end Will Dissly, then you know that Justin Herbert is absolutely maximizing everything that he has at his disposal. I think Greg Roman definitely deserves quite a bit of blame, the offensive coordinator. He's supposed to be a run game savant. He authors top 10 rushing attacks everywhere he goes, and we just haven't seen that up to this point. It's been too much boom or bust, not enough consistency, and the play calling in the red zone has been subpar. It just hasn't got the job done. So I think there's plenty of blame to share, but I think Justin Herbert's played exceptionally well given the circumstances.
David Droegemeier is with us, Locked On Chargers. What about Jim Harbaugh? What's the feeling there? Early, small sample, but with what he's been able to do in this relatively small sample.
Yeah, I think Jim Harbaugh brings a lot of cachet with him because of his track record of success. And this is a guy that's won at every single level. When it goes down to, San Diego to Stanford to the 49ers, Michigan, everywhere he's been, he's turned bad teams into good teams, and he's done it fairly quickly. So I think he definitely has a rope and a leash. I think 3-3 is not exactly where Charger fans were expecting, but also they understand that this team is still trying to shift the identity, and you can't rebuild this team exactly in Jim Harbaugh's image the way he wants it to be in one off season. It's just not possible. So this is a work in progress. They're still trying to figure it out. They're still trying to get the right personnel and the right players on the field to be able to execute it the way Jim Harbaugh wants. But this guy has that winning track record that has bought him a lot of, people's ability to kind of wait and let him build it out and then see, because, he has gotten the results in the past.
Give me a key for Sunday if the Chargers pull it out there in L.A. What will show up on the box score?
The Chargers will be able to run the ball and really kind of dominate the time of possession and score in the red zone. Like, it's absolutely imperative. They haven't had any kind of semblance of offensive rhythm, and that's especially noticed when you can't score in the red zone. So they have to run the ball. And they have to be able to stay ahead of the sticks, and they got to score in the red zone. For me, that's the most important key for the Chargers on Sunday.
Well, going against one of the worst run defenses in the NFL might help. Enter the New Orleans Saints. He is David Droegemeier, Locked On Chargers. We appreciate a couple of minutes, man. Thanks so much.
Thank you guys so much. Have a good one.
Thanks so much for watching the video. Do us a favor, subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, hit the bell so you're notified when we post a new video, and remember to support BetUS, where right now you can get a 150% bonus on your first deposit and a 125% bonus on your next 2 deposits up to $2,000. Be sure to use that promo code YouTube150.